So with this question, you have to find the Taylor series for the function f of x given to be 7x squared minus 6x plus 1, centered at what? 2. So you have to find what the Taylor series for this function. Okay, so now what I'll do is that I'm going to write the general formula for the Taylor series. Okay, so that's f of x is given to be the sum of the series, okay, starting from n equals 0 to what? Infinity. For this formula, that's the n derivative of the function at a over what? N factorial, okay, multiplied by x minus a to the power what? N. Okay, so now this is the general formula. Okay, so from this formula we get something like f of x to be equal to, n starting from 0, so we have what? The 0 derivative of the function at a, okay, multiplied by 0 factorial multiplied by x minus a to the power what? 0, okay, plus the first derivative of the function at a over what? 1 factorial, okay, multiplied by x minus a to the power 1. Okay, so this will continue plus the second derivative of the function at a, okay, over 2 factorial multiplied by x minus a to the power 2. So this series what will continue. Okay, so now in this case you've been given what? A to be what? 2. Okay, you've been given a to be 2. So what you are going to do is that you're just going to substitute a into what? This general series that we've written here. Okay, so now let's continue. Okay, so now looking at this here, we have what? X minus a to the power 0, and no any number to the power 0 is 1. So we have this to be the 0 derivative of the function at 2. Okay, a is given to us to be what? 2. The 0 derivative of the function at 2 over what? 0 factorial. Okay, plus the first derivative of the function at 2 over what? 1 factorial. Okay, multiplied by x minus 2 to the power what? 1. Okay, so plus the second derivative of the function at 2 over what? 2 factorial, okay, multiplied by x minus 2 to the power what? 2. So plus, okay, so plus the third derivative of the function at 2 over what? 3 factorial. Okay, I think I'm short of space now. Okay, so multiplied by x minus what? 2 to the power what? 3. So this will what? Continue. So this will be the series. Okay, so this will be the series. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is that, you see, for the series, this is what? X minus 2 to the power 1, x minus 2 to the power 2, and then it continues. So our main focus here will be on what? The coefficient. Okay, it will be on the coefficient. And for the coefficient, you have to find what? The derivatives of what? The function, and you divide by what? The n factorial. Okay, so now let's take a close look at what? At the function. Okay, so you're going to take a close look what? At the function, then you will take the derivative of what? The function, then you come and put it back into the series. Okay, so now let me free up some space here. So now find the 0 derivative of the function, okay, so that I can get the first coefficient here, or the first term here. So the 0 derivative of the function at x, okay, will be equal to what? It will still give us the function, okay. The 0 derivative of the function will still be the function, like minus 6x plus 1. So let's find the 0 derivative of the function was at 2. So the 0 derivative of the function at 2 will be equal to what? 7 multiplied by 2 squared minus 6 multiplied by 2 plus 1. Okay, so this will give me 17. So this will give me 17. So now I can go ahead and then kind of put this 17 in the series. So I'll have what? 17 over 0 factorial over 0 factorial. Okay, so this is what I have now. Okay, so 17 over 0 factorial. Okay, so now let's come and find the first derivative. Okay, so when we find the first derivative, we can get what we have what at the top here. Okay, so now let's do that also. Okay, so the first derivative of this function, this will give me that's f prime of x. Okay, so this will be equal to 2, that's 7 times 2 multiplied by what? X, right? That's for the derivative of what? X squared. Okay, minus what? 6. That's the derivative of 1, which is what? 0. So this will give me what? 14x minus what? 6. So now, the first derivative of the function at 2 will be equal to what? 14 multiplied by 2 minus what? 6. Okay, and then this will give me 22. Okay, so now we have our 22 here, so we can kind of put it in the series. Okay, so I have what? Plus what? 22 over what? 1 factorial. Okay, multiplied by what? X minus 2 to the power what? 1. Okay, so now let's find for the what? The second derivative also, so that you can get what we have at the top here. Okay, so let me go ahead and then we have some more space here. Okay, so you realize that for the after the first derivative, you have what? After the first derivative, we got 14x minus what? 6. So now I'm going to take the second derivative, okay, using this function that we have here. So the second derivative of the function will be equal to the derivative of 14x would be what? 14. Okay, and then the derivative of minus 6 will be what? 0. So then you have what? 14. So I can come and put my 14 in place of what I have here. So that will be what? Plus what? 14 over 2 factorial. Okay, multiply by what? X minus 2 to the power what? 2. Okay, so this is what I have now. Okay, so now you see that what when you take the third derivative, okay, which will help us get this coefficient here, you realize that what we will get 0. Okay, you realize that what we are going to get 0. So that tells us that what that's where the function ends. Okay, that's where the function ends, because the rest of the values will give us 0, 0, 0. You get the coefficients to be 0. So that makes the rest of the terms what to be 0. Okay, so since you have the rest of the terms to be 0, let's go and simplify what our answer. So simplifying this, I have what? 17 plus 22 multiplied by what? X minus 2 to the power of 1, right? Plus what? 14 over 2 factorial, that's like 14 over what? 2. So that give me 7 multiplied by what? X minus 2 to the power of 2. Okay, so now, if I want to represent this function here, okay, what that means is that if I want to represent this function that I have here, which is 7x squared minus what? 6x plus 1 in a series form. If I want to represent this function here in a series form, this is what I'm going to get. Okay, so now this will be what? The Taylor series for this function that we're giving here.